Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show. Now I always come up with imaginative ways to pay my federal and state taxes using a credit card in order to earn points and rewards. Now you have to be careful because certain payment processor services that will allow you to pay federal and state taxes here in the US will charge you a fee. And when you add in this fee, it may not be worth it considering the types of rewards that you earn. Now in this video, I am gonna first tell you my horror story from last year. Then I'm gonna tell you my #1 credit card for paying taxes and share with you my strategy. And then I'm actually gonna pay my $35,000 tax bill on video for you to see. If you like the sound of that, why not subscribe and click the bell notifications so you never miss a video. Let's go. So last year I used a service called Plastic to pay my taxes. Now before we go any further, if you are a W-2 employee, this may all be foreign to you. You may get a tax refund instead of having to pay any taxes, okay? What we're talking about really is gonna be something encountered by self-employed people who actually, earn the money themselves, no tax gets taken out, and they have to pay it themselves. So anyway, last year I used a service called Plastic to pay my taxes. Now Plastic is a service that turns credit card payments into checks for a 2.85% fee. However, if you refer people to use the service, you can build up a balance of what they call fee-free dollars. And last year, I had over 100,000 fee-free dollars in my account. So I paid about $14,000 in federal taxes on my card using Plastic. Only problem was, the payment never got to the IRS. Now, I don't know who was at blame here. Was it Plastic's fault? Was it the fault of the IRS? They were short-staffed, they'd actually been closed for a while last year during the lockdown, etc. Or was it USPS's fault? I just don't know. The only thing I do know is that my business partner had the exact same problem using Plastic to pay his federal taxes last year. And it makes me kind of sad to have to say this because I've been an affiliate of Plastic. I've promoted their services for many years, and I could just sort of pretend it didn't happen and just be like, hey guys, sign up for Plastic using my link below, right? But it wouldn't be right if I didn't point it out, tell you what happened. The one thing I do know though is that using Plastic to pay my state taxes last year went without a hitch. So this year I decided not to use Plastic to pay my federal taxes at least, so I had to find another service and I would probably end up having to pay a fee. Now, if you go to the IRS's website, irs.gov, and select pay, and then pay with a debit or credit card, the IRS gives you 3 options, which are kind of like their official payment processors. I decided to use pay1040.com, which charges a fee of 1.99% for credit card payments. So you can see that you need to pick which credit card you're going to use really carefully to offset that fee, all right? If you use the Citi Double Cash, for example, a 2% cashback card, you'd only earn 0.01% in rewards. There's almost no point in doing it. So the card I eventually chose was the same card I used last year, the Amex Hilton Honors Surpass card. Now this card earns 3 points on every dollar spent outside of bonus categories. Hilton points are worth about ½ a cent each in value, so that's already 1.5% back on every dollar spent. Then there's currently an Amex offer on my Hilton Surpass. I can get 10,000 extra bonus points for every $5,000 I spent. Now I stumbled upon this Amex offer accidentally because I used the app Max Rewards and I'm signed up for Max Rewards Gold, a service which activates my Amex offers for me so I never miss a deal. So the first tax payment I make this year, I immediately get an email saying that I used an Amex offer, which I didn't actually know about. But anyway, this Amex offer gives me an extra 2 points per dollar, okay? If you work it out, it's 10,000 points for every $5,000 you spend, so it works out an extra 2 points per dollar for a total of 5 points per dollar, which already is 2.5% back when you consider the value of Hilton points, so we've already surpassed the fees. But wait, there's more. If you spend $15,000 or more a year on the Hilton Surpass card, you get awarded a Hilton weekend free night. And these free nights are super valuable because they can be used at almost any Hilton property, even including ultra high-end Waldorf Astoria and Conrad, which can cost up to $1,000 a night. So I went ahead and I first paid $10,000, and then the next day I paid another $5,000 through pay1040.com, and I immediately paid off the charges on the card. Now I did this because I really didn't want to let the card report that balance to the credit bureaus and tank my credit score. Last year, I did a little experiment with my tax payment and I let my card be maxed out with $14,000 balance, and it dropped my credit score by 50 points. So I really didn't want to do that this year. Now I also monitor my credit utilization using the app Max Rewards. Right now I have kept my utilization at 7.7%, which is excellent despite these payments because I've been paying them off immediately. So I was halfway through my federal tax bill, which made up about $23,000 out of the total of $35,000. Now I'd already got the free night on the Hilton Surpass card, so it didn't really seem like there was any point on using that card again. And while I was thinking about how to proceed, I decided to go ahead and pay my state tax bills. So I used the Amex Platinum to pay $7,000 worth of New Jersey state taxes, and also the Amex Gold to pay about $4,000 worth of New York state taxes using the service Plastic. And I did not pay a fee because of my fee-free dollars. The state tax checks were processed no problem last year, so I figured it would be okay again this year. I earned 11,505 Amex membership rewards points for these payments, and I particularly like using Amex charge cards for these large tax payments because payments go through pretty much no questions asked on those kinds of cards. You can also use the check spending power tool to see how big of a payment will go through. Then I still had about $8,000 worth of federal taxes remaining to pay. Now I didn't want to use Plastic because of my experience last year. I'd already earned the free night on the Hilton Surpass card, so that card didn't really present much value for me once you consider the fees. So in the end, I actually used a debit card. Now normally I'd advise against using a debit card for anything, okay? Because they don't pay you any rewards, and they also don't offer any real liability protection, at least not like a credit card. But I figured, using it to pay the IRS through their official payment processor, what's the worst that can happen? I mean, if the money doesn't get there, they're gonna have to sort it out because that's the money I owe them anyway, and I wouldn't be using that money for anything else. I would just say to them, look, get me my money back, and I'll go and pay you again, okay, if there's a problem. So I figured it would be fine. Now, pay1040.com can only accept 2 payments per year for some reason, so I used payusatax.com, another one of the IRS's official payment processors, using my Chase debit card for a $2.55 fee. Now sure, I could have used Plastic for free. I had the fee-free dollars and earned about, 8,000 Chase or Amex points in the process, but it wasn't worth the risk of it not arriving. So in total, I paid $302.55 in fees. I earned 75,000 Hilton points, which have a value of $375. I earned 11,505 Amex points, which have a value of about $200 if transferred to airlines. And I earned a free night that could be worth up to $1,000 or even more. So that's a total of $1,575, then minus $302.55 in fees, which gives us $1,272.45 in profit. Not bad for essentially doing nothing, just clicking a mouse a few times. Guys, let me know how you paid your taxes this year. I'd love to hear your stories and which card you use. The key thing to remember is that you need to use a card that delivers you more value than just the few points you earn each dollar. The Amex Hilton Surpass is a prime example where you spend $15,000, you get a free night. So it could be a card that gives you a free night at a hotel, or some airline cards, they allow you to earn elite qualifying miles to move up in status for certain benchmarks worth of spending. The Amex Platinum, for example, it's now going to give free Centurion Lounge access for people who spend over $75,000 a year on the card, etc., etc. So you need to look for those kinds of cards that have spending thresholds, and then you get a certain thing, like a certain status or a certain reward, something like that. Plus, they earn points on the base spending. And that's because if they're not like that, they'll never cancel out the fees that you're gonna have to pay for this, unless you have a load of fee-free dollars with Plastic. All right, guys, if you wanna check out Max Rewards, the app that I demonstrated a couple of times in this video, it's really useful. You get info on all your credit cards from multiple issuers in one place, including balances, points balances, utilization. There's a sign-up bonus tracker as well. And you can get 1 month free of Max Rewards Gold. That's their service where they activate Amex offers for you by clicking my link below. All right, guys, please subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.